5 lazy tips for a healthy aquarium. That's what this video is all about, because I've spent years finding ways to make my tanks easier to care for without losing quality. These are real systems I use that save time, cut back on maintenance, and actually keep my aquariums thriving. If you want less work and healthier tanks, this is for you. Let's start with the one that saved me the most time: filter cleaning. I used to clean all my filters once a month, and if you have more than one tank, you already know that takes hours. It's a whole afternoon of rinsing sponges and dipping filter media in aquarium water. It adds up fast, and it's a lot of work. But over time, I started realizing something. My tanks still look great, even when I skipped a cleaning. So I pushed it a little bit, and nothing changed. Fish were healthy, plants were thriving, water was clear, so I pushed it again and again. Soon enough, I realized I didn't need to clean them so often. Now, instead of picking a day on a calendar, I just wash the flow. If the water starts coming out slower than usual, like noticeably slower, then I clean it. Sometimes I go 4 or 5 months without cleaning a single filter, and everything stays perfectly balanced. It's such a small shift, but it saves a huge amount of time. You stop wasting effort on cleaning things that don't need it, and your tank still runs smoothly. This isn't about cutting corners. It's about not doing extra work when there's no reason to. Letting flow tell you when to clean your filter is one of the simplest ways to work smarter, not harder. When I set up my second tank, it was a bit of a disaster. I had algae on the glass, algae on the plants, algae in the substrate, just everywhere. And I kept thinking it was a CO2 issue, or maybe my fertilizer routine. But what I really needed was more help. I had no cleanup crew, at least not enough. Only a couple of autos. No shrimp, no snails, no bottom dwellers. And I was doing all the maintenance myself, scraping glass, vacuuming food, doing more water changes than I wanted to. It was exhausting. Eventually, I added more amount of shrimp, and that's when the difference really became obvious. They started picking off algae from places I hadn't even noticed. Then, I added more autos and need-eye snails, and between the three, the tank finally started looking clean again, without me cleaning algae out every day. For leftovers and uneaten food, Corydoras are great too, especially paired with Amanos. They don't clean up everything, but they reduce the waste enough to keep things balanced. And less waste means fewer nitrates, fewer water changes, and way less effort on your part. The trick is to choose a cleanup crew that actually does the job, not just ones that look cute or get recommended randomly. Autos, Needites, Amanos, Corys, they've saved me hours of work across all my tanks. And look, too many algae eaters are a problem on its own. It's not adding a bunch randomly, it's knowing what your aquarium needs. Adding the right crew once means less work forever. That's the lazy way to keep your tanks clean, and it actually works. If you're enjoying the video, remember to like and subscribe. It helps the channel tremendously. And thank you so much to everybody who has been subscribing lately. This one's hard for me to admit, because I love stem plants. I've always had them in my tanks, Rotala, Luigia, you name it. They grow fast, they look beautiful, and they add a ton of movement to the scape. But let's be honest, they are also needy. Stem plants need to be trimmed constantly. Even if you like an overgrown look, like I do, you still need to trim. Otherwise, they'll block the light, start melting at the base, and just make a mess. And when you trim them, you often have to replant the tops. It's a whole thing. If you want a tank that takes care of itself, or close to it, you have to pick plants that don't ask for much. That might mean no stem plants. Instead, go for epiphytes, mosses, carpet plants, or floaters. These plants grow slower, need less trimming, and usually don't need as much fertilizer. And that means fewer water changes too. My anubias are basically bulletproof. I've grown them in low light, no CO2, barely any fertilizer, and they still do great. Same with Riccia. Once it gets going, it spreads like crazy. If you're looking for easy plants like that, I actually sell both in my shop. They are perfect if you want something low effort but still beautiful. Check that out in the description. Choosing the right plants from the start means less work for you later. And that's the whole point of this video. Doing less and getting more from it. If there's one lazy habit I fully embrace, it's automation. I automate everything I possibly can. Lights, CO2, air pumps. If I can plug it into a timer, I do. Not because I'm forgetful, just because I don't want to have to remember. My lights run on a timer. My CO2 turns on and off automatically with the photo period. Even my air pumps are timed to run at night. It's all set and forget it. And once it's dialed in, the tank just runs. If you're a little more advanced or want to be extra lazy, you can take it even farther. Auto feeders can take care of feeding when you're not home. Auto dosers can handle fertilizers if you use them regularly. Some people even automate their water changes. I don't use those last few systems personally, but if you can afford it, they save a ton of time. And the best part is, automation doesn't just save effort, it keeps your tank consistent. Lights turn on at the same time every day. CO2 doesn't get skipped because you forgot. Fish get fed the right amount on schedule. Everything stays more stable. And that means healthier plants and happier fish. Working smarter, not harder, doesn't mean being sloppy. It means building systems that do the work for you. And automation is one of the best investments you can make in your tank, especially if you want to do less while getting better results. If you're trying to build a low-effort tank, your fish choice matters more than you think. Some species are just picky. They want soft water or hard water or ultra-specific temperatures. And if you miss the mark, they'll let you know, usually by getting sick or worse. But there are fish out there that can handle a wide range of parameters. Fish that don't care if your KH is a little high or if the temperature swings by a degree or two. These are the kinds of fish that make your life easier. They don't need babysitting. Gouramis, bettas, guppies, all of these are great options. Some tetras too, though not all of them. Do a lot of research before you buy, because even within a species, some strains are hardier than others. But in general, if a fish is known for being beginner friendly, there's usually a good reason. The lazier you want your aquarium to be, the more you need to think about this stuff up front. Hardy fish don't mean boring fish. They are colorful, active, and full of personality, but they don't complain, and that means you won't either. Pick livestock that matches your setup, not the other way around. It'll save you stress, time, and a whole lot of Googling later. These tips won't make you a bad fish keeper. They'll just help you work smarter instead of harder. Build the tank around your lifestyle, not the other way around, and you'll actually enjoy the hobby way more.